And here we are. Welcome in, gentlemen. Welcome in. How is everybody doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, pretty good.
Peaches and cream.
Peaches and cream and a side of freaking gravy or something, right? I don't know.
It's I don't know. It was a so-so week for me, honestly. It was good on the fantasy front. It was horrible on the betting front, and it was not good on the Cowboys front either. So,
Yeah, I was having an awesome week until Wakko revealed that he was just teasing in the group chat in
Yeah.
the Discord this morning. Thanks a lot for that.
Dude,
I
Oh
was
that
all
was
excited
yeah,
at
my
work.
that was
bad, bro.
I was
hilarious.
so excited. I'm like, man, I've been so close week after week, and I finally get one
Dude, you
through.
trolled the hell out of them.
Thanks a lot.
Well,
Which, by
before
the
I
way,
explain that, let me just welcome everybody into the Extra Point episode 8, covering the NFL season, week 8. And yes, I really screwed up posting the Pick'ems update today. I could not cope with the Cowboys' loss, apparently, and my subconscious wouldn't let me put San Francisco as the winner. And so I screwed up the totals, and everybody's numbers were off because I put Dallas as the winner and not San Francisco. And that ended up making Ray here the winner of the week, and that was erroneous. So my apologies go out, a heartfelt apology go out to Ray. I made his day and took it away.
I think I should get a
within moments of each
compensatory pick and get a free square. From
You want a free
That would
Monday
make
Night
that
Football
would make me
square?
feel better. Yeah, that
All
would make
right,
me
all
feel
right.
better.
He gets a free one.
I'm down with that.
he
I'm-
gets
hey,
a free square
I'll take
for
12.
it's
There-
like suing somebody for traumatic damage.
yeah.
I suffered mental damage.
I tell you what, the Monday Night Football squares are buy one get one free right now. So I'll give you a second square. So what two numbers would you like? Ray? You'll
12
be the
and
first.
21, please.
12 and 21 is Firestorm. You got it, bro.
Dude, I feel bad every time that I, bet against the Cowboys, but it makes it feel not as bad when they lose, So I guess it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It was your fault we lost, by the way. You picked
Since-
against us.
Right.
That's we lost.
It's
Yeah.
always 3 against 1. We got 3 Cowboy fans and 1 Patriots
And
fan here. So
Can I just say real fast before we move on from you screwing him over? I feel like that was. I said this in the Discord. I so feel like that was on purpose. I know it wasn't, but I feel like in the back of your mind or something, you were like, Monday Night Football.
Let's kick the day off by fucking with Firestorm.
Well, I mean, like on Monday Night Football, there was a touchdown taken back, and then like 2 plays later, touchdown taken back, and then like a quarter later, touchdown taken back, and then towards the end of the game, there's like a touchdown taken back, and then Wacko's like, Firestorm wins. Nah, let me take that back.
Take that back.
let me take that back. After further review, Firestorm did not get the touchdown.
Instant replay kicked in,
Like,
and
dude.
sorry, buddy, you got about as close as George Pickens.
Exactly. I feel like it was on purpose, but not on purpose. Like unconsciously.
Dude,
you were
that was
just
like-
Firestorm wins.
The
Well, I'll just get
closest
next week.
touchdown. Like when I saw it, it looked like he 100% got it in, and then I saw the replay like the 5th time, and I was like, "What? How did he
There's
not
like-
get his other foot in? That's impossible."
He was
It
so
looked
close
so-
to getting that touchdown, and we're talking about Pickens now.
Yep.
He was so close to getting that touchdown that like all but one angle, you could you couldn't tell that his foot didn't touch the ground. It was so crazy.
There was multiple times they showed the replay. And I was like, "Oh, that's a touchdown! That's a touchdown!" And then they finally showed one of the angles from behind, and
You
I
could
was
see the
like,
space
"Oh man,
Yep.
that's not a touchdown." He's
Yep.
not. Nope, he didn't do it.
And I have George Pickens in 2 of my 3 leagues, so I didn't need him, but I needed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I played Ray in 2 of my 3 leagues this week, and George Pickens was on both of those teams that I claimed victory this week. Yeah. Let me. Yeah, I'm number 1. of number 1.
Yeah, he
number one,
disrespects me on fantasy, and then he publicly disrespects me on Discord. Like I
Hey.
cannot get ahead this week.
He's straight
Like,
up.
I
screwed
cannot
you
catch a
over,
break.
dude.
What do you want? More Monday Night Football squares? I mean, come
Give
on.
him more
I mean, I'll
squares.
never say no.
More
to that,
squares,
but
more squares.
I'll never say no, but
Needs compensation. All these
And-
hours he works on the podcast.
Better call
also,
Saul.
well,
too,
it's crazy because I was gonna turn that Twitch gift card into Monday Night Football squares.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's what Marcus did last week. That's why
So-
he had like 22 squares on the board because he just used his Twitch gift card just to buy
Nice.
Monday Night Football squares.
Dude, doubling down on the gambling is crazy.
right?
We win and we just
Hey,
keep fucking going.
You got
dude.
your free bet, dude. Throw it
Yeah,
right back in. Start
they're
gambling
free
it out.
bets. It doesn't count.
Even in the Discord is crazy.
They're free bets, you know. They're not. It's bet credits. You know.
There's a lot of recycled money going on here, and Marcus, his name is Markeye in the Discord. He also did the 6-month subscription to my channel on Twitch. So he got and he did that during September. So he got all his subs discounted 30%.
You're gonna start giving a rake back to people too.
Right.
And start being like the house now.
Exactly.
It was crazy, bro. But yeah, so back to real football.
Yeah. Speaking of that same game, dude, since we were just talking about the Steelers game, I want to say the first half of football or so, it looked like normal this year, kind of Giants and Steelers. And then just that fourth quarter, man, I mean, maybe a little bit of the third, but just that fourth quarter, Russell Wilson kind of looked like Russell Wilson again. He made some throws in the fourth quarter that were nuts, dude. That long bomb that was fucking 30, 40 yards down the field, longest play of the day. That was a beautiful throw, dude. Stepped right up into the pocket, hit that dude in stride. He was looking good at the end of the game. Right there, I think after he made that throw, I remember getting on fantasy football and looking at the Steelers wide receivers to check and see if there was anybody actually worth fucking grabbing with the waiver. I'm not going to say if I did or not because it ain't a first pick, but
I think Russell Wilson is making a great case right now for comeback player of the year.
yeah.
I really do. I think he's doing decent enough compared to where he's been in
the
his
season
career.
is still
and-
young. The season's still very young.
His
but-
season is very young. Very young.
2 great games from him, though, in a row. In the only 2 games that he's played,
1.5. That first half did not look good.
Great is a loose term.
Yeah, that
Well,
second half he looked pretty good.
I've been pretty vocal about, well, maybe not here, but I didn't think it was a good idea to switch from Justin Fields. I thought Justin Fields was doing great.
Oh, I thought Justin Fields was looking awesome.
But he's come in and he's been perfectly adequate. He had an excellent game the first week, and then he had a pretty good game yesterday, but I wouldn't call it great.
It's just
by any
that
means.
in the back of my
Yeah,
head, I'm like, he's still
was
a
that
Super
fourth
Bowl
quarter.
quarterback, you know.
In
he
the
deserves
fourth
a
quarter, he looked like a Super Bowl quarterback. He made throws.
Right, and he hasn't looked like a Super Bowl quarterback since the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
yeah, the
And-
one that I lost.
Yeah, exactly.
And Najee Harris is obviously having a big part in the Steelers'
Stud.
success over the last
3
few
weeks
as
in
well.
a row now, over 100 yards,
Stud.
man.
Yeah.
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 Like, where the hell did he come
Nope.
from?
And honestly, it is the craziest thing because I have the luck of a fucking nobody. I have horrible luck, man. The worst luck in the world. And I traded Janu for Najee Harris, wanting a 10-point-a-week running back. I was like, dude, I just need somebody to fill
Somebody
the
to get you
void.
through, right?
Exactly. Just somebody, please. Give me at least 10 points a week. That's all I want, dude. Just somebody.
Just double
And so-
digits.
And then I
Till
got
CMC
Najee
gets back.
Harris in the first week he threw up 20 for me. Second week he threw up 20 for me. Third week he's thrown up 20 for me. Okay, man, I'll take that, man,
Yeah.
And the
all
rest of the
day.
season is 10 points a week.
Hey, I
But
just need one more
if
week.
that's all he
And
wanted
actually,
out
he's-
of him,
he's-
that's fine.
and
Everything's
His next
gravy
week
on
is
top.
bye week. Yeah, next week is bye week, and that'll be Christian McCaffrey's last week off, and then Christian McCaffrey's supposed to be coming back the week after that. So
Mhm.
shit, dude, I'll have Rico Dottle with no bye week for the rest of the season, and Christian McCaffrey, hopefully
With the way that the
No
Cowboys
injury
running game
for the
has
rest of the
been,
season.
I don't
No,
know.
and don't
With
get
the
me wrong,
way
the
Rico
running game
Dowdle's
isn't it,
been,
dude. It's
I'd
the
still
passing
probably.
game.
I was
Rico
gonna
Dowdle's getting
say.
like 14, 15 points a game for me because of that.
I was gonna say with the way the Cowboys have been, I still might play Najee Harris over them at this
Oh,
point.
yeah.
But
If he keeps doing good, hell yeah, dude. Like first week back with CMC, because it'll be off Najee's bye week, I'm most definitely going to be starting Najee Harris and Christian McCaffrey. And if I have room for him, Rico Dowdle will be starting flex. But shit, if Najee sucks it up though, he'll be on the bench real quick, and I'll just put Rico Dowdle back in there and starting. Like if Dak does anything, he chunks it down to his running back at least 5 or 6 times a game.
It's really tough. Really
Check
tough
down.
in today's
Yep.
NFL to bench any running back that's the clear starter. Like that's just tough. Like
I mean, it's a little easier in our league having it a full PPR.
Yeah.
In half PPR or no PPR, you're absolutely right. It's you have to have a running back, especially if they're the starter. But in full PPR, I'm putting a wideout or a tight end in
Yep.
I'm putting a receiver in any flex spot I can.
yeah,
Exactly.
With the except, I mean, if you have a loaded team, then that's one thing. But the argument for half or even no PPR is if in full PPR, a wide receiver catches the ball, gets 0 yards, is 1 point. A running back catches the ball and loses a yard, he still gets a point. So
But
the
he
argument's
rushes
there,
10 yards to get
but
1
the
point.
but the wideout is going to get more points overall.
Give me just 1 second here.
our receivers too tend to have like higher ceilings than running backs. Unless you know you're going to win your matchup and you want someone consistent for a flex spot, I agree. It's usually wide receivers tend to
The
be
only
a bit better.
main thing is like say I ended up trading Janu and I get Kyron Williams, right? And Najee Harris is still going off and getting 25 points a week. You're damn straight. I'm playing CMC, Kyron Williams, and Najee Harris instead of a wide receiver.
Yeah,
Because if you have a running back that can guarantee that he's going to get over 100 yards and most likely a touchdown, he's putting up 20, 25 points. Like
that's different. If you have a running back that's putting up 20 plus points a game in your flex spot, absolutely keep going with that. But
and that's what
most
Najee
people,
wasn't
choice-
doing for most of
yeah.
the season.
If it's
He
the
was
choice
getting
between
70 yards, 80 yards, and that's good, but you don't get that bonus, the extra 5-6 points that actually puts you
touchdown
over.
work.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
that touchdown,
Yeah.
like that week, man, he had 9 points, and then that 10-yard rush for a touchdown in the fourth quarter put him up to 21 points.
yeah,
9 points
I'll
before
take
that play.
Take that all day. Take
Yep,
that
you
all
got to
day.
break 100,
But
man.
that game was kind of a given. Like everybody in our pick'ems picked Pittsburgh to win that game. Nobody thought the Giants even had a chance in that game. That's how we ended the week. We started the week off with a pretty good Thursday night matchup once again with the Rams and the Vikings.
how much time are we spending on the refs tonight?
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna
Oh my
join you in putting that
God.
tinfoil hat on there, dude.
Bro,
I said that the whole last season, man. He ain't wrong. The refs are nuts.
I don't know how. I don't know how that happens.
The ref
really,
is closer than my camera is to my face right now, to where the quarterback was, and his head's fucking turned this
The
way.
defender that did it, he puts his hands on his head like, oh my god, I just fucked up because that was gonna end up being a 10-yard penalty. Right
Here's
there.
the ref.
Yeah,
It's just looking around,
not paying
pointing
attention
shit.
at all.
Oh my god, dude, it was nuts.
Now that play would have put them out at the 25 or something like that, or how far up would that play have? I mean, the end result could end up being the same, right?
It's still, it could have.
I think
been.
it's a 15.
Yeah, it
Right.
could have been much different though. Is the whole point.
Right. I mean, that's a.
Especially because when
That's-
you're
I mean,
in
the
the end
Vikings-
zone playing offense is much
Yeah.
different. You need a couple yards to be able to
It
move
took
your
it
quarterback
from
around.
an
Scramble.
8-point game to a 10-point game. You know,
Yeah,
it was still a 1-possession game.
Right. Yeah.
So
And oh my, that's just a terrible.
it's
way
an
to lose a
absolute
game.
awful
Yep.
call.
exactly.
it's just a missed
Awful
call.
no call.
Yeah, it's awful no call whatsoever. Like it's egregious, and we week in week out we are always talking about how these refs make dog shit, god awful, game changing calls, and don't have to take accountability at all.
Yep.
And I don't see Q-Swin here, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's not just the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's all the games.
It is.
Every week there's bad calls.
They're just a lot more biased to the Chiefs.
True.
They don't have Tom Brady anymore. They had to
my
pick a new
argument
favorite.
against the Chiefs, call me a hater all you want, is that those games seem more one-sided. Like the Patriots Jets game was awful officiating for both sides. Like they just kept neither team wanted to win the game, so the officials had to do it.
They just said, "Yeah,
But
hey,
we'll get
kinda
there in
true.
I minute because I have 3 I want to talk about from that game alone. Actually 4, but we'll get there.
I don't know if we got time for that.
It's quick. Don't worry. It's bang bang.
And I want to point out too. I don't have them on the screen, which I can bring them up on the screen real quick.
Mavs win.
The other crazy thing about that game is nobody in our Pick'ems league gave the Rams a shot to win that game, and we were all wrong about that one.
The whole reason why I picked Minnesota wasn't because Minnesota had a better record or anything. It was the same thing that the announcers were talking about at the end of the game. It was the fact that both teams had a game from Sunday to Thursday. The Rams were coming off of a win, trying to get their first 2-game win streak all season, and the Minnesota Vikings were coming off a loss, only their first loss of the season.
Right.
So it was one of those like, okay, Minnesota is not going to get their second loss of the season against the Rams. The Rams aren't going to get their second straight win against the Vikings on a short week. There's no way. That's not going to happen. And then, it happened.
And that was the return of Puka Nacua, right?
And Cup.
And
Both
Cup.
of them working back. Yep.
Guess who left them on the IR?
Oh
In one of my
no!
leagues.
Oh
Damn.
man!
Ouch.
It was last second though, so I get
Yeah,
it.
literally. I was at the dinner, and
You look on your phone, you're like, shit.
Well, I wasn't. I was paying attention. I was paying attention to something else, and all of a sudden my phone started blowing the fuck up. I look, it's my fantasy group chat, and then like, dude, Puka just has 5 receptions in the first quarter. Why didn't you put him in? I'm like, I didn't fucking realize. I look back and literally it was like 10, 15 minutes before game time that he was switched to healthy. So
I had the opposite end
that's
of that.
that's a
with
fumble.
Rico Dowdle, which Zeke ended up stepping up fine for me, but Rico Dowdle had it was like 6:15, 6:20 right before the Sunday night game. And the starting running back was like, "Oh, my stomach, oof, man, I don't feel that good, so I'm not playing." That was it. He just was ruled out because of illness. So I had to pick up Zeke. Luckily, Zeke was free.
Yeah, big shocker there. Dalvin Cook, you could have grabbed Dalvin Cook too.
Nah,
Probably.
somebody else has picked him up already.
Oh, really? Did somebody in our league?
Yeah.
That's
By the way,
I
Doug
think
Brock.
you said the Mavs won, right?
Mavs
there we
won.
go.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I'd picked him up when we first got him, and I think it was Dabs actually that picked him up. Because I remember telling Dabs this in the Discord. I was like, dude, I hope I'm 100% wrong. I hope Dalvin Cook becomes a 20 point a week player for you. I really, really do, because that's what the Cowboys need. And he's not going to. I had high hopes for him when we first got him. When we picked up nobody in free agency, did absolutely nothing. We were all in, and then we actually got Dalvin Cook, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude, we actually got a running back that could fit well in our scheme. And then he got forgotten about on the practice squad for like fucking 2 months, 3 months. And I don't know. I lost faith that if he actually even does become a starter for our team, I don't think he'll do anything now.
Yeah.
I think it's so. It reminds me of the Invincible meme with the fighter jets, and it's like the fighter jets are Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott and Rico Dowdle, and it's like, look what they're trying to do look what they need to do to mimic a fraction of our power, and it's just Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Yup.
right.
Could have been Derrick Henry.
Facts, dude. $5 million. $5 million. We should have gotten rid of Dowdle, not signed Zeke, not gotten Dalvin Cook, and drafted in the very last 2 picks some cheap ass nobody running backs and spent all of our money and picked up Derrick Henry. Boom, done. Our season's fixed. There we go. That's all we needed. Look at that.
Speaking of Derrick Henry,
I just saved the Cowboys. I mean, like, what are you going to do with your last 2 draft picks anyway? Besides pick up Brock Purdy.
we could have all. Lobster said we could have all chipped in or had a garage sale or something. Like,
I'm so dead.
Thanks,
Yeah, we should have
Thanks,
started a
Derrick Henry
GoFundMe.
Foundation.
You tell me the Dallas people wouldn't have funded $5 million to pick up Derrick Henry for our team? That shit would have been done in like a half a week, 2 or 3 days tops, and it would have been like
Gary
$8 million.
still wouldn't have done it.
I don't think that's
Right.
legal, but
Jerry would have taken the money and been like, "I was just talking about there was never a GoFundMe."
We didn't make enough money to get him. Sorry, guys.
yeah, Deb said we could have had a bake sale.
Exactly.
Also, so speaking of Derrick Henry, he still did well, but Baltimore,
My bad.
yeah, we had 2
Death
people that
taxes and
actually
Derrick Henry
picked
scoring a touchdown.
Cleveland. I couldn't believe this wasn't unanimous all the way down. So, and I wish Dabs was here to tell me how in the world he figured Cleveland to win over Baltimore, but
Him and Midnight had some
You
crazy
know,
picks.
looking obviously hindsight's 2020, but honestly, it's not that bad of a pick. It's one of those games that, I mean, it was a home game. Baltimore might be sleeping on them, and they have a new quarterback. You know, inject some life into the team. It makes sense.
a new old quarterback. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
I mean-
Jameis
And
Winston. So.
who saw? I'm sorry, but who saw Jameson Winston go?
balling
Jameis
the fuck
Winston go
out.
334 yards,
I'm
3
not
touchdowns, no
surprised.
interceptions, compared
people
to
always-
the MVP at 289 yards and 2 touchdowns.
People always forget that Jameis was a 5,000-yard passer in Tampa. Like,
Yeah, that was a
he-
long time ago.
It
That
wasn't
was his
that
I
whole
wasn't
thing,
doing
man.
fantasy
Oh,
football yet. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I haven't ever
Yeah,
really
that
seen
was
him
a
play
long
before.
time ago.
Yeah,
But I do
but
like
hey,
Jameis
I mean, he
Winston.
throws-
I just
he
didn't
throws
think he
the
was gonna
ball.
win that.
hey, in
And-
that same aspect, Joe Flacco balled
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
fuck
say
out a
Flacco
long
was the
time ago.
Super Bowl MVP. That was a long
Right?
time ago.
That
The
was a long
Ravens
ass
are
time
like
ago.
the Super Bowl caliber team, and then Jameis Winston comes up out of nowhere.
I
But
don't
also-
know this off the
wins,
top of my head, but didn't we look it up before? And Joe Flacco's Super Bowl was like 13 years ago. It was like some of these kids that are right now playing in the NFL
Yeah, they're-
were like 12 to 13 years old
Yeah.
or younger when
Yeah,
Joe
younger.
Some
Flacco's
kids
winning
talking shit
Super
in our
Bowls.
Discord. Dude.
And he's out there playing on the field against them.
But Jameis
Yeah.
Winston had 5,000 yards in a year because he was always playing from behind. He always had to throw the ball.
Yeah, and
Like-
that's why he threw so many interceptions. And the Bruce Arians offense was just throw the fucking ball, hope for the best.
He was
He
another
was
guy.
someone down there.
He
but-
was a lot like, I always reference Ryan Fitzpatrick, because
Fitzmagic.
that dude, it was nothing for him to throw up 5 touchdowns in a game, but it was also nothing for him to throw up 5 interceptions in a game.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
they slung the ball. That's what they did.
He was on an interview, and he was like, "Dude, when I play smart, I'm the best quarterback in the league. When I play
Oh,
smart."
his interviews are
Play
S
smart.
tier. His interviews are S tier, dude. He is.
No, the Bo Nix one. Can you explain that the Facebook reel I posted in the Discord? That was hilarious. Can you explain the interception in the end zone for us? Bo Nix just looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I dropped back, threw the ball to the other team." That was it. That was his whole answer. Move on.
Here's Dab's explanation
He's
on
straight
picking
up about it.
Cleveland as he hears the beat writers, because he's in that area, and they always play Baltimore tough. Jim Schwartz has been really good at stopping Jackson, plus everyone up here hates Watson, so the team was obviously pumped, and the fans were too, that Winston started. You cannot beat his speeches. There we go.
Yeah.
And what a great way to
That's
the
start
hype guy,
round
dude.
season without Watson. That's a great
the
way
hype
to
man.
start it.
Yeah, beating Baltimore is huge for their morale. It's crazy.
I don't know if my memory's right or not, but didn't they beat him last year too?
I think they did. I think they
yeah.
beat him on a walk-off field goal,
Yeah, I don't.
and we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I'd have to look back and see. Yeah, but it sounds familiar for sure. It definitely sounds familiar. But that was an interesting one. I again, Dabs has got the inside track over there. Midnight, I'm not sure where he's from. Of course, Midnight was the savant this week. I mean, with 13 out of 16 games right, and he won the pick'ems this week. So, I mean, it makes sense that he picked a couple right. That the rest of us didn't. Obviously, the Tennessee over Detroit, that was way too easy. Did anything exciting there happen that surprised anybody?
Well, they were at 14-14 for a second and gave Titans a little bit of hope. But
Yeah,
then
right.
after that, it was like a college game.
I think
Yeah.
they put up what, 21 points before Goff threw for 40 yards or something like that.
That
It was some
was
ridiculous
it was
number.
weird. Goff was having a very below average game, and they were still almost to
Dude.
50 points.
They still put up more points than the Cowboys did against the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's crazy.
Ouch.
And
Yeah.
can I just say, with that game, the Lions game, that's another one. Like, there was a lot of games this week that were honestly just kind of crazy. Not necessarily like who was going to win or who was going to lose, but like betting wise and honestly stat wise for a lot of people. Can we talk about the fact that Jared Goff in that game, 52-14, 52 points put up, and Jared Goff was 12 for 15, 85 yards. And 3 touchdowns. How do you get 52 points of offense and your quarterback finishes the whole game with 85 passing yards?
Yeah.
David Montgomery with 3 yards and a touchdown. That was hilarious, dude.
That's the
best RB duo in the
But
league.
even then, 52 points, Jameer Gibbs, 11 rushes. Not like, dude, it's not even like there was like 30 rushes or something. He had 12 for 15, 85 yards. Dude, that defense, man. That, and I might start him again this week. I might not, but the Texas or the Lions, I almost called them the Texans. The Lions defense last week put up 38 points, man. 2 interceptions. What was it? Two or three forced fumbles and 262 return yards plus the return touchdown. Like, dude, they did so much on defense, and I felt like their offense just constantly didn't have to even move the ball for touchdowns.
I mean, to be fair, they should have probably gone down to Nashville High and got some more.
Yeah, 2 fumble recoveries. Yeah,
than the fucking whatever Tennessee's putting out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if you're
and my Patriots are facing them this week, and that's going to fuck up our draft pick. So, Dabs, have fun fighting with Carolina for first overall.
I will say, if you're a Calvin Ridley owner like I am and have been very frustrated so far this year, Mason Rudolph starting really amped up Calvin Ridley, because 143 yards and 10 catches, that's a hell of a fantasy stat. So I was very encouraged by
no one
that.
else to throw to.
Well, that's fine for me. I've got Calvin Ridley riding the bench when he's historically been a good person on my team until this year. So I'm kind of happy about that. I'll take that all day. Hoping that they'll trade for Danny Dimes.
Are you okay? What the fuck are you smoking tonight? Holy shit!
Yeah, I thought a little bit. Thought that was questionable when I saw
I'm
it.
seriously worried for your health. What the fuck is that? You want Danny Dimes?
If he's just gonna be downgrading, it's
The guy has fucking Parkinson's. It looks like. What the?
I said that before, dude. He always looks like he doesn't understand what's
always
happening.
looks confused.
He always, huh?
He looks like
could
you
be
put one of the
winning the
Manning in the
game.
micro. He looks like if you took one of the Manning
Exactly.
brothers and put them in the microwave. Like what the?
Yeah, the
what is
Giants
this?
always have weird looking quarterbacks.
The
or
lights are on, but nobody.
Eli, I always said that, dude. Eli, I honestly thought that Eli had Down syndrome the first time I saw him.
We
Like,
should
he
probably
did. He
talk
looked
about a
like it,
different
man.
game before we commit a hate
All
crime.
right, so let's talk about shitty teams with good
True that.
quarterbacks. So my Patriots. All right, God hates the Jets. There's nothing I love more
God hates the Jets.
been watching Aaron
God
Rodgers
hates
lose.
Aaron Rodgers.
All right,
Okay,
he's just that's a fucking disaster in New York right now.
dumb face.
They
It's the
have
second worst
everything.
thing. The second worst
have
thing
nothing.
involving Jets in New York to happen in the last century. So, but yeah. So a couple things to note with that game. So, absolute awful officiating. It's started off with Patriots on defense, a completely missed pass interference, like completely ignored. So the next call, which wasn't a penalty, they called it as a makeup call. If you miss a call, it happens. But to double down and do a makeup call is a disaster. You cannot do that. Like
It
the
happens a lot,
officiating is
though.
horrendous.
Yeah.
Then they called a face mask on Antonio Gibson. You watch the replay. Nobody touched the face mask. Nobody on either team. What the fuck were they looking at? And last but not least,
They were making up for the Minnesota missed call.
the
Yeah.
last but yeah the ref
Same crew.
the ref, it was a delayed call on for
Oh,
Cardinals.
face mask.
Yeah.
Oh shit, wrong game.
The last one that they missed was the one that took Drake May out of the game. He scrambled, hit a run, he slid, and then a defender hit him from behind in the head. And then he played another play, and then once he got back to the sideline, that's when they took him out. He was already down. The play was blown dead, and the defender hit him from behind. Now listen, I'm all for letting the guys play, but when it comes, we talk about injury all the time. We talk about Tua being stupid and putting himself in harm's way despite his constant
He was gonna end up being stupid soon.
head injury stuff. But for example, his last injury was self-induced. All right.
Yeah.
You cannot. The league cannot claim that they care about player safety and then ignore. I'm not saying it was malicious, but there should at least be a penalty on that.
Dude, I'm
Right.
glad that you watched that game because I don't know if any of us really watched
No.
that boring ass game.
It was a bad game too. Like the officiating, like I said, I'm not exaggerating. Neither team wanted to win the game.
There was
Neither
actually
team wanted to win.
a lot of
And
games this week. The first half of the game was kicker extravaganza. Like there wasn't anything going on but field goals. It was multiple games this season.
That was
this week.
last night. The first 17 points of the game were field goals.
Yeah, it was insane. But that wasn't even the only game this week that was like that at first. There were a couple of games that were super low and super.
Yeah, the Texans
lame at
are
first.
off right now. I don't know what's going up, but CJ Stroud just not giving the receivers the same volume as he was last year. He's not playing as aggressive. I don't know if that's him or the offensive coordinator, how they're playing the game, but especially against the Colts, pretty much every single game except, the last one, they are always high scoring. It's always a shoot-off between the teams. And then we get like a crapshoot from the Texans, kind of. So, I don't know. It's just weird for them for fantasy this year. And especially me having CJ Stroud's really disappointing too, because you don't expect him to be like a superstar player because he's not a rusher, but he's like we're doing really bad right now. I'm not even going to start him next week.
This season that's been over.
Hindsight's 2020, but I took
Yep.
in one of my leagues. I took him very high. I took him at
Why wouldn't you? Shit.
Well, that's the thing is I passed on so many other players that I could have taken. It just hurts worse that he's just not performing this year. But and I think his production is going to go down even more now that Diggs is out.
Yeah, and that's a big one. I don't know who's gonna roll off the injury report, but that's
Nico's coming back. That's one thing he has going for him.
Yeah,
Nico
coming
should be back week 10.
that'll
Yeah.
be huge. That'll be huge for him because he was doing a lot better with Nico anyway.
He was doing a lot better, dude.
So,
Yeah, he basically revitalized Nico's career. He wasn't. He was kind of seemed like he was on his way out of the league, and then
The thing that makes
You guys
CJ
are-
Stroud solid in fantasy football is the pass TDs. He would always have like 2 or 3 pass TDs every single game. Where are they at this year? Not anywhere to be found.
Just think about it like this. You could have at least gotten, a little bit better than CJ Stroud. You could have, gotten Bo Nix. currently has more fantasy points scored than CJ
Yep.
Stroud.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's not a lot.
There's a lot of
Only six.
quarterbacks that do this year so
Still.
far.
There's a lot.
Think about how Bo Nix has played this year.
I think we
and
talked about it
then
last week too,
that's
where
better than
offense it
CJ
seems
Stroud.
like
That's
across the
crazy.
board is down.
Jordan Love too. Bo Nix has played better than Jordan
It
Love.
may seem like that, but if you look at the point spreads, they're not. It's about the same.
Sam
I mean,
Darnold. I'm just saying he
it
scored
seems
more
like,
points.
to Wakko's point, it seems like, you know, it may superficially look like the offense is down, but it's about the same.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
what I
a
like.
different. It just feels different this year. I agree with you, but I don't know if it's that.
I mean, like, think about it like this, man. Bo Nix is the 13th highest point scoring quarterback right now in the fantasy football world.
I mean, he's scrambling. He's basically putting the team on his back. He's
Yeah.
the main piece
Not
there.
to dude, this last week, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, he's thrown he threw 4 interceptions in his first 2 weeks. And then he's thrown 1 interception since then in week 6. That's it. So he's had 5 interceptions all year.
Well, Sean Payton called him out at some point because he was kind of going rogue a little bit.
He's picked it up over these last couple of weeks. He really has.
You know, growing pains.
Yeah.
200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 164 yards, 0-0. 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, he's doing a lot better.
That was another of the easier games to pick this week too. Is Denver over Carolina though?
Yeah. As long as Dalton's out, and I mean, it seems like Carolina's gearing up for they're gearing up to do what they did prior to Bryce Young.
It hurts me to bench CJ Stroud every single week. I'm looking at him like I'm gonna bench him next week. I'm gonna bench him, and I freaking don't, dude, because I'm like, man, it's CJ Stroud. He's on my team. I gotta play him. I'm finally gonna bench him.
That's a tough one.
That's my bounce. I have the same problem.
My favorite player in the NFL.
I had Baker and CJ, and then I had Baker and Jaden Daniels, and it's like it's always a toss up between both those.
Keenan Allen. You said Jaden Daniels, but Keenan Daniels. Keenan Allen, dude, is that one's mine right there. I finally benched him a week or 2 ago, and of course the first week I benched him, he dropped like 20 points, but he hadn't done anything since then. But that was my thing with him, dude. When Keenan Allen's healthy, he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's been healthy all effing season. I think he missed like 1 week injury. That was it. And then he's been healthy for the rest of the season. And he has done nothing. Like, he's not even like a top 200 points scorer right now. I think his best week has been like 22. His next highest was like 8. Like, the dude has done nothing. So yeah, it's after many weeks of him just 8 points, 5 points, 2 points, 1 point, 8 point. Like, yeah, he's benched.
Yeah, I mean,
it felt so weird doing it.
I feel like that's a kind of a pretty standard thing though. When a wide receiver is kind of towards the end of his career, and they kind of get kicked to the curb to a new team that's in the rebuilding stage.
It was Caleb Williams, like, come on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's why I kept them. Yeah, exactly. But that again also was another one of the things that I thought he would do good, but they wouldn't be like playoff bound. He's been doing meh.
Yeah. But that like I said, that kind of seems like a trend, when those wide receivers, that were pretty damn good their whole career, and they're just kind of starting to taper off, and then when Chargers wouldn't have gave up on them if there was something left in the tank. I don't feel like, but yeah. By the way, Digi, Landon, I just got a text from Landon and said he goes, "Is that Uncle Brian?" So shout out, wave to
what
Landon.
Up?
He's watching.
What up, Landon? What's going on, man? Oh yeah, good to see you.
But yeah, Dab says he's washed up. It's over.
Yeah.
In fact, he said you can go ahead and drop him if you want.
I'm not joking. I'm honestly because of our bench space now, which that's something we probably should have thought about, dude. We added the defensive player, and we never added a bench spot. So we have the same bench as last year with an extra person on our team. And so if you want to have like one extra defender on your bench, maybe I'll swap him in this week. Yeah, it's kind of hard. But either way, that's a different conversation. I'm kind of at that point though with my bench where I might drop Keenan Allen.
I'll trade you Tua. You can
Yeah,
have Tua.
like I don't need Tua to take it up the bench spot either. I might drop Allen though.
Yeah, he'll just take up your IR spot. You're good.
Yeah. Right. When Christian McCaffrey's off IR, then we'll talk. But I don't need.
No,
an
he'll
IR.
go. He'll be back on there. You're good. Just
Hey,
wait it off.
You shut that mouth of yours, dude. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me.
Yeah, as someone who picked up CMC, traded in another league, I kind of need him to come back.
I would be doing this podcast a disservice, Digi, if I didn't point out that your KC prediction did not hit.
Yeah, and it almost did though. It almost did.
But
did you see that game was pretty dang close, man. That was a good game, and there was a couple times, dude, where it looked like they were going to go away with that victory. It really did.
Now, to be fair,
I'm not super surprised, but
to be fair, when he initially submitted his pick'ems, he had Kansas City winning, but he changed it after we did the podcast. And he went with the gut pick of.
It was a hot pick, dude.
Yeah,
it almost paid off.
It was pretty hot. Until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't. Until that game ended and they didn't win. But before that, dude, it was pretty close.
All right, so another game. We got to get to this one because this was like the biggest game of ended up being the biggest topic of the week. Was the Hail Mary.
Oh my god.
I mean, wow. I just replayed it a minute before the show because I had to see it again. Bro was back at his own 35. He actually at one point scrambled back to his own 30 before coming back up again and launching that ball from his own 35. Tipped off of I can't remember the guy's name, and then into the arms of the wide receiver.
The best part about that, well, not the best part. It's the two things about that. One, as a Cowboys fan, I don't know if y'all noticed, the person who got the catch was Noah Brown, ex-Dallas Cowboys wide receiver, and right after it, they looked straight over to the head coach, who is the Cowboys ex-defensive coordinator. So 2 Cowboys got highlighted right there at the end of the Washington victory game.
Is that defender's fault for freaking taunting, dude?
Ex-Cowboys. Yeah, dude.
He's over there waving at the crowd, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta be doing something."
Dude.
And then he tips the ball for Noah Brown.
What's funny is
and he was supposed to be covering Noah Brown.
Yeah, if he had kept just chirping the fans, that ball would hit the turf.
And the thing is, yeah. The thing is too is they even talked about it after the fact that that is a way the play is designed to happen. It never really happens, but where Noah Brown was standing, they were like, that was not a luck of the draw. He just happened to be back there. On those Hail Mary plays, they 9 times out of 10 try to have a person behind the pile in case it hits the pile and bounces back. Yeah. Most of the time it doesn't. That time they were dumb and went boop and smacked the ball instead of trying to catch it or getting the interception, and it went directly into his hands like a freaking magnet.
Because that's their strategy on the defensive side is to bat the ball straight down into the ground,
or if you can catch it. But yeah. But yeah, you never just swat it. He swatted that shit. Like you never do that.
That's crazy, bro.
And that's why Noah Brown was even there. He wasn't even in the pile. He was standing behind it on the 1 in a million chance that it actually just gets popped back. That's his job, is to just stand there. And if it goes back there, you got a wide receiver ready to catch it. And he was standing there just, game's going to be over. I'm probably going to have Long John Silver's tonight. Oh, shit. Right into his hands, dude. Like, dude just turned around. Game's over. It's done.
I hated that it was Washington because obviously, as a football fan, I'm excited to see, like, a young team, like, turn shit around. As a Cowboy fan, I hate to see it be in Washington. But it was a fun one to watch and rewatch that replay a few times because it was pretty exciting.
I really like Jaden Daniels.
Reaction. That was great. They flipped.
I will say also, and that game ended up costing me $160 on Prize Picks because I was in line. I was in line for a $200 payday for my kicker bet, and since the longest field goal from Washington or Chicago ended up being 47 yards, I only got the flex $40 instead of the 200. And I was watching the end of that game too, and I was like, great, Washington can kick a long field goal, tie this game up, go to overtime, and then they end up doing the Hail Mary thing instead. And I'm like, no! I was so upset, man. That's just the story of my betting life. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Not to nail back to that Monday night dude, but that literally was me watching the New York Giants Pittsburgh game when they were down by 8. One of the bets that it was one of my sure bets that I had on the day. It was the
Sure
two kicker.
bets.
Yeah, exactly. It was the 2 kickers going over. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like a $35 bet that was going to hit on it. And all I needed was 4 more points by New York Giants kicker to get the bet to go through. And they weren't kicking field goals. They weren't scoring. And then they're driving down the field. They're driving down the field there at the end of the game. And I look up and I say, sweet, they're down. Or no, I'm sorry. He didn't need 4 points. He needed 1 point. It was 4 points total that he needed to get. And he only needed 1 more point. And so they're driving down the field. And I'm like, okay, so if they kick a field goal or if they try to kick a field goal, they'll lose the game. So they're not going to do that. They have to get a touchdown to tie it. And if they do score the touchdown, my kicker's not getting an extra point. They have to go for 2 to tie the game. So no matter what, if New York scores, my kicker's not going over. I had to watch the end of that game go, cool, my kicker's not going over. There's no chance of it. He has no chance.
Isn't that such a shitty feeling too when you've got all the time in the world left in the game, but the situation, it's not going to happen. Like when you need a running back to get 5 more yards. And it's like, well, they're not going to run the ball because they're down,
There's 80 or 60 seconds left in the game. The team's up by like 5 points. So the other team
or that, they're going to deal it out and run out the clock.
Just run it.
Or the worst, this happened to me a couple times last year when the Cowboys were flying high. Fourth quarter, I just need a few more yards out of CD and Dak or both or whatever. And they bench them because the Cowboys were up by 20. It's like, oh no, what?
You lost your new.
Uh-oh. Man down.
Give me 1 sec.
But yeah. And so, I mean, if we want to get into...
Yeah, so what do we have to look forward to this week?
Well, we do have to... I'm sorry, we skipped ahead to betting. We're really excited about talking about betting tonight, guys, because
we're so bad at it,
but
we're trying to get better at it.
All of that on the field excitement translated into some fantasy excitement, which we already talked about me beating Ray's ass this week.
Here, hold on a second. You move out of the way real fast for 1 second, Ray. Like you scoot over because this isn't directed at you, but haha.
Yeah.
That's to the person below you.
Oh.
It's not like you move.
All right.
Look, this is a podcast.
Podcast
Podcast matchup here. We got me versus Ray and you versus Janu there.
I didn't even think about that last week. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
nah, good game, man. It's always a good game.
I was so close too. I was so close to being the top scoring team this week. I haven't got, luckily I haven't been the lowest scoring team yet either, but I haven't been able to clinch that top spot to where I get to rename anybody. So I've been just sitting down watching everybody else. But Janu got a new name, which I don't really understand this one. Apparently you smell like beef. I don't know.
Low effort name.
It's a low effort name.
Call it out, Dirty Nickel.
Jerry Nichols said, Google funny names for fantasy football losers. First one, you smell like beef. There you go.
So now I will props to Dirty Nickel from going from the worst to first this week because
that happened to Dabs too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was likely fucking my cousins was his punishment name. But this week he got to dole out the punishment. Um, so good for him from going worst to first. But you suck at punishing people, so try harder next time. We got Benches Be Trippin', got the win over Q-Swin, who still has his Can We Redo Kippers Week 1 punishment name.
He just loves the name.
Yeah, he just loves it so much. That's what Cheesehead over
I
Cup
mean,
Holder.
Cup Holder has his punishment from what, week 5 of last year?
Yeah.
No! Oh,
the picture.
Yeah, that was his name from like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, but it was the picture, that somebody gave him, and he just kept it because everybody was like, "Dude, you got to give him a different picture. He keeps talking in Discord, and all we see is the crotch." So after the week was over, he was like, "Yeah, I'm keeping the picture. Y'all are gonna keep staring at the crotch."
Haunting our Discord server since 2022.
So thanks to whoever originally gave him that as the punishment.
Yeah, I can't remember. I have to really go back in the.
Speaking of,
bro is always lurking. I think he's always lurking. There he is. Do you remember, Aerodark? Since you're here, do you remember who gave you that nickname?
It's right there in your face. And Aerodark, now that you're in here, you should feel proud of this. Multiple times when we first started the podcast, and I have people in here that were rocket racers and not used to this podcast. They immediately were going, "Whoa, Cup Holder's picture! What is up with that?" They kept asking about that in the chat. Everybody, I gotta close my eyes. Oh my god, Cup Holder's picture!
Yeah, that one's a popular.
It's pretty funny,
for sure.
Yeah, it's been pretty popular. That's a popular cup.
Are you getting Digi, are you getting close to your fire sale? I mean, still
not really, dude.
No.
I mean, I'm on a 2-game winning streak. And this is my hot take on my fantasy season, not to jinx myself. I honestly feel like with Christian McCaffrey coming back, and hopefully in 2 weeks, if my entire team can stay healthy, as last season and this season have proven they can't, but if my team can stay healthy and I can win this week, I honestly think I can still make it to the playoffs. Depending on how other people do.
It's not possible, bro.
Depending on how other people do.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, dude.
Not to ruin your hopes and everything, but there's no way you're making the playoffs.
Yeah, if I went out the rest of the season, finish with 6 losses on the season, I think I can do it.
Because you already have all those losses. You need to win your division, right? So in order to win your division, you have to have everyone else also lose.
No, you don't have to win your division.
No. Remember, we opened up this week or this year to 6 playoff spots. So there's 3.
Because that happened last year. There were a bunch of second placers in their division that had crazy points and things like that. That got snubbed.
So it is possible.
Exactly.
No one else is close to that score though.
Yeah,
it's far off. Like maybe if you had only.
So like. When you have people already that have 5 losses, 4 losses, 5 losses, 4 stuff like that, yeah, dude. I mean, it's real possible for them to sit there and lose over and over and over and over and over again, and me to win over and over and over and over again.
6th place is 4-4. You're only 2 behind 6th place.
Exactly. Yeah. Boom. That's what I'm saying, dude.
If I win this week,
eliminated. If I lose this week and I end up having 7 losses, I really don't think I'll make it. But if I win this week before I even get Christian McCaffrey back, and then I keep a healthy Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, and Christian McCaffrey on my team, I think I have a good shot at making it, dude. That's my hot take. I might not. Who knows? I think I got a shot.
Well,
it's a hot take.
Hot takes.
Hot take on my own season.
We'll move into the other exciting thing that happened. We finally got back in the winner's circle in the primetime parlay. And it would have been a better win had Mason not gotten hurt, because there was a running back touchdown by the 49ers in that game, which would have been Mason had he not gotten hurt. So we would have gone 5 for 5 on our touchdown only bets.
Which luckily they have the protection, as y'all see the little yellow, not the red X that says wrong.
We didn't
Luckily
miss
for
it.
us, yeah, we didn't miss it.
We still won the bet. We
Yep.
just didn't win as much as we should have.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty happy about that, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking out when the CeeDee Lamb touchdown came through because I was like, I knew y'all would not let me live it down.
Especially because he had so many yards. I didn't think you would let us live it down. I figured all week would have been Wakko going, I told y'all to let me pick him on yards. That's what I thought it was going to be the whole week.
It was, bro. It
Yeah,
was.
luckily Cowboys keep having to play in garbage time.
Yeah.
So they can just fucking bomb it down the field to CD and do whatever. Like, couldn't you do that in the first quarter? Buddy?
Now,
Like,
to be fair,
fair.
I consider garbage time more of like you're already out, you ain't winning the game. Whereas the Cowboys did have a shot to win the game, so not true garbage time.
They had a shot to win the game because of garbage time.
Because the 2 scores in a row, right?
They were down by multiple possessions.
Yeah, it was like 2 scores in a row by the Cowboys, and we were still down another score.
Because they kept scoring. So if they did that earlier in the game,
yeah, that would have been great.
Like, I would say my takeaway on that game was in the first half at least, because at a certain point, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you would have. That was the reason why he thought you
the Cowboys routinely fucking me.
See, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Like,
it was the Cowboys.
I feel like you guys, like the Cowboys, just rail me all the time.
The Cowboys should give you more Monday Night Football squares, not me.
It's it's losing my bets, it's missing my parlays, fucking Dak and CD getting $400 million to not score a fucking touchdown when I bet them. Yeah.
Here's a good question.
Game,
I feel your pain.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, Bill Cheetah.
I don't know.
Last year you were all about Belichick coming into the Cowboys spot.
Oh yeah, it's still like the top spot, but there are other teams that are trying. They're trying to make a case for Belichick. Like they talked about this on Sports Talk today, so I'm going to steal this take. Coming into the season, there was no market for Bill whatsoever. Zero, nothing. Because not many teams were replacing head coaches. The one team he applied for and was probably going to get was for what a last minute decision not to take him. I mean, he's the real winner. He's making $20-something million and banging a 24-year-old. Good for him. But Dabs in the comments brings up another point as well.
Gross.
But Dabs brings up another point in the comments. It kind of proves the point that there wasn't a head coach market going into the offseason, coming into the season, and it's that Vrabel he's a consultant for the Browns right now. He's not doing dog shit. He is probably the best candidate for coaching any team right now, but he's not doing anything right now.
I agree with that, but I think Jerry likes to work on personal levels, and Jerry and Bill Belichick are friends. I think he might lean towards Belichick because of that.
But I don't know if they'll get along. If Jerry would have to take himself down a notch and deal with Belichick.
He already is, apparently. This is not confirmed, and I don't know if I agree with it or not. If it is true, it's just rumors right now. But apparently, Jerry Jones is talking about stepping down as GM for his son to take over the GM role for the Cowboys. So Jerry might already be talking about taking a little bit more of a backseat. Maybe he's preparing for Bill Belichick to come in here and be like,
"Yeah." So I'm still in the camp. I'm still in the Belichick going to Dallas camp. Like, it's the most obvious spot. Bill really wants to beat Shula's record. He wants to win the record, and he still has the looming, Tom Brady winning in Tampa over his head. He needs to win another Super Bowl.
And what better way to prove that he can do magical things than to take a team that hasn't won anything in 28 years and is the laughingstock of the NFL at this point.
There is one better way, but I'll let you finish.
Well, the Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then people could just say it was Aaron Rodgers.
But he fucking he loves Aaron Rodgers, though. He and Aaron Rodgers have a really weird buddy-buddy relationship. But
that's what a lot of people, though, said with Bill Belichick, it was just Tom Brady.
But
So if he
Bill
goes to the
fucking
Jet, then
hates
people
the
could
Jets.
just say, "Well, it was just Aaron Rodgers."
Yeah, nobody's
What are they
going to
say in Dallas?
Dak.
It was just
No,
Dak Prescott. That's why they won the Super Bowl.
You are
It was
very
Dak.
right about that. You are very right
Yeah.
about that.
It would be. Oh, it
Um,
was. What's the major thing that changed? Belichick.
Yeah. No,
We haven't even been to an
that's the
NFC
obvious.
championship in like
It's
25 years.
so the thing is, it's the obvious answer. Like the obvious answer is for him to go to Dallas. For
Yeah.
a while there, Philadelphia was making a run at it, but they seem to kind of turn things around a little bit. They've righted the ship slightly, and then a lot of people are still talking about Jacksonville. Jacksonville is likely going to need a new head coach.
Yeah,
They-
Peterson's probably going to get the outs there, huh?
Yeah, I don't see Peterson. I
Vrabel
don't
in
even know if he makes
Jacksonville.
it through the season. And that
Is he,
brings
is
it
he
up
the guy
again.
that just needs to go back to college teams? Isn't that where he came
Peterson?
from in the first place before he went
yeah.
before he coached Philadelphia?
I believe yes, yeah. No. A lot of these coaches have success in college, then come to the NFL and do dog shit, and they go back to college.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking to see how it goes in LA
Look at
right
Zimmer
now.
right now. No offense to Zimmer. I'm not saying it's all him, but he took one of the best defenses in Cowboys history and are now like a horrible fucking defense.
Well,
He was a college coach that came back. He was an NFL coach that went to college and then came back to the NFL. And now
he was
our
also-
defense is 180.
I don't personally. I don't think Zimmer is necessarily the problem as much as it is the pieces that we lost that Quinn took with him, the injuries that we've had through the season. I mean, look, we're missing Bland, Parsons, and Lawrence right now.
Yeah,
Those
But
are
even y'all got to
three of the
remember though, even
biggest
before we
four
lost Micah
personnel.
Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, our defense was one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Micah Parsons was doing nothing. DeMarcus Lawrence was doing nothing. Our
Right,
defense was already playing horrible.
Well,
It doesn't help that they got injured.
Nothing's an
but
exaggeration because they had a great game agast Cleveland. However, it was
first game
just
of the
Cleveland.
season.
But
The very first
the
game.
Patriots had a good game against Cincinnati. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Yeah,
The
it's
first
still
game of the
small.
season, they looked exactly like last year's defense. They looked amazing first game of the season. That was it.
I would still love to see how they finish up once Parsons, Lawrence, and Bland come back.
And to be fair, yeah, we lost Bland, but last year we lost Trayvon Diggs. We had Trayvon Diggs gone the entire season. And our backup stepped up. Well,
And
now we lost Deron Bland. Yeah, sure. But our backup isn't stepping up.
Look at the games that the Cowboys lost last year. I mean, they lost big time to the 49ers. They lost big time to the Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, as far as
that
people
was Dan
stepping
Quinn's
up,
defense that
I'm
lost
just saying,
those
like,
games.
as far as people stepping up, though, we had one of the best defenses in the NFL, and we lost one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL at the time, and our number one cornerback. And Deron Bland had to step up, and he did. Deron Bland ended up leading the NFL in interceptions last year.
And we had Stephon Gilmore last year, too.
Yeah, and so we lose Stephon Gilmore, and now we have Deron Bland and we have Trayvon Diggs. Deron Bland goes down, so now the backup is immediately put into the same position that Deron Bland was put into last season. Only now he's not stepping up. He's not getting interceptions. He's not. I mean, that was my whole point, is that our defense, they're in the last couple of games we've looked better. We have definitely looked to the point where I've almost considered starting them once or twice now. But I don't know.
It's going to depend on
and I
matchups,
definitely wouldn't put it all on Zimmer, but
I don't put it all on Zimmer, and unfortunately,
I put it on everybody.
If McCarthy's not replaced by Vrabel or Belichick, Zimmer's going to be our next head coach.
Yeah. And like the way I look at it with Dak on offense, because the quarterback is the head of the offense. So whether it's right or not, a lot of the blame tends to go to Dak. Well, on defense, there's not really, your linebackers have to do good. Your defensive tackles have to do good. Your cornerbacks have to do good. Your safeties have to do good. There's not that one role like quarterback on defense. So when you're on defense, everybody's looked bad. Our linebackers have been shit. Our cornerbacks have been shit. Our safeties have been the best.
I was telling
our defensive tackles have been letting massive runs.
A customer I was talking to this morning, I told him, how much different would that have that game have looked in the third quarter when the San Francisco all of a sudden came out flaming. Like how much different would that have looked had Purdy been getting pressured by Parsons? Like
at a certain point, they
Cowboys
pointed
win
out in
that
that game that the Cowboys defense had like 2 or 3 pressures at some point. It was like second or third quarter, and they're like, the Cowboys currently have like 3 pressures on Brock Purdy. Bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He had all day to throw in that third quarter. And
Mozzie Smith, did you know apparently all season Mozzie Smith has had 2 pressures on quarterbacks?
Oh,
2.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All season. And he's starting for us.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But I digress. We got to move on to next week at some point.
Fucking Cowboys.
Yeah, we can't.
Every week.
I've drunk the Kool-Aid. They're winning next week. We've got them. We're winning out the season. We're going to it, boys. We're playoff bound. We're at least playoff bound.
I was asked, and I think we were all asked since we... Wait, who here picked... Janu,
Aren't you guys under 500 right now?
Yeah, we're under 500.
Listen, we're playoff bound. Shut the hell up.
Okay, all right.
No one asked that,
Janu,
Ray. Who's asking that question?
Out of the 4 of us, I think Janu was the only one that didn't pick the Cowboys to win against San Francisco.
He's the actually, not a lot of people know this, but he is actually the reason we lost.
Yeah.
If he had picked us to win, then we actually would have won that game.
Probably.
Okay.
And
On the mascot or what?
No, dude, you lost it for us. You jinxed us. It's all Janu's fault. Everybody #hate Janu.
We were challenged in the Discord by another Cowboy fan that did not pick San Francisco, and he asked straight up, "Why in the hell did you guys pick Dallas to win?" And my answer was pretty simple. Like, if I think they have a chance to win, they're my team. I'm gonna pick them to win. And
we had a real chance.
I do think they have a chance to win against Atlanta and Philadelphia, and I'll probably be picking them against those 2 teams. When it comes, who's coming up in a couple weeks though? Don't they have No, they already played Baltimore.
They already lost to Baltimore.
I know we have a very rough next like 4 or 5 games.
It's a really bad schedule.
It's rough. It's terrible. It's terrible. And well, a team that won the division, they're gonna have a little tougher schedule, so not surprising. But yeah,
we have the Falcons, then we have the Eagles, then we have the Texans, then we have Washington. Yeah, Washington after that.
That's the game.
Then we have the Giants, then we have the Bengals.
As long as Washington stays hot, there's no way I'm picking Dallas to beat Washington.
I'm gonna depending on how the Cowboys look against the Falcons. If we look good against them, even if we lose, I'll pick them to win against the Eagles because it's an NFC East game.
Yeah, I'm gonna fade them against the Falcons. I'm probably gonna take them against the Eagles.
I'm definitely taking them against the Falcons because I've drank the Kool-Aid. But
I think I'll take them against the Falcons. I'm not sure about the Eagles just because how we've been playing this season. Normally I would, but it's just kind of iffy. So
I think they got a better chance to beat Philadelphia than they do Atlanta.
I don't know why. I just have a really good feeling about the Falcons game. Just I don't know. I don't even have.
I keep missing bets, so it's. But I just think I think with how banged up the defense, they're again. You guys are the Cowboys are going to win this week because I'm making a declaration here. I think with how banged up their defense is and with how balling out Kirk has been lately, it seems like it's a recipe for a really high scoring game.
Falcons jumping out. It's jinxed now because you froze in the middle of your sentence.
Yeah, there we go.
I do that all the time. It's called building episodes.
You're building suspense. Wait, what does he say? It's like his audio isn't freezing at all. Wakko's doing the we hear him fine. It's just the camera that's freezing.
An abusive relationship with the Cowboys, but I know they can change.
Right? I'm telling you, dude. That's the Cowboys in a nutshell.
Belichick's going to come in and lead you guys to the promised land.
No, this is what it is. The Cowboys fans are Rihanna, and Bill Belichick is about to come in here and be Chris Brown. That's what it is.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
and we're just like, no, it's okay. It's okay. We deserve this. We won a Super Bowl. It's okay. We walked into that door. I shouldn't have said all those times that Bill Belichick was a cheater. We deserve this.
And so how about those Celtics, huh? They're pretty good this year.
How about we talk about coming up in Week 9? We got to make some bets. What games are we looking forward to, and what players are we taking in the upcoming primetime parlay?
I'm honestly, I'm gonna hot take it and say the Thursday game. I think this week is gonna be a garbage game.
It's gonna be dog
Yeah,
shit.
I think Houston is gonna go out there and play like they've been playing, and the Jets are gonna go out there and
Yeah.
play like they've been playing.
Any game
And-
that involves the Jets is going to be an absolute shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Got it. So take the
I
kickers
think-
in that game.
Yeah,
Well, no, because Zerlane is fucking terrible. That's part of their
I'm gonna
problem.
say-
Greg the
he's
leg.
he's bouncing it off the uprights. Like
I'm gonna say
again,
less than
not to
400
be
yards
insensitive,
passing.
but they have a problem
combined
with,
between the two
with
quarterbacks.
bouncing it off vertical things in New York, if you know what I mean. So they gotta stop doing that.
And I thought I had some funny shit.
Oh man.
No, the only other one that I'm really like looking forward to, and I hate it because I'm about to bench Rashard Bateman, is the Baltimore-Denver game. I think that's going to be a massive blowout in Baltimore. I think they're going to go out there and do dirty things to Denver, and it really sucks because I picked up Rashard Bateman, and then with all this shit going on, I was like, dude, it's going to be so great having
They just got
lucking
fucking
into the
Deontay
number one.
Johnson.
And-
Rashad Bateman's not
Dude,
getting it.
They don't have a lot of
not,
pass
dude.
volume on the Ravens,
And the
anyways.
thing
Yeah.
is, dude, is that he got 5 targets last game, and when you were watching the game, he was so open. So open.
So I was
And there
saying,
was
look at
multiple
Zay
times where
Flowers.
it hit him directly in the fucking hands, and then he dropped it.
right
and
in
the
face,
quarterback's
man.
going to watch that this week, and he's going to have zero confidence
Yeah,
in Rashad Bateman next week.
that's the Jets effect.
They just don't have a lot of pass volume. Now they got Deontay Johnson and Zay Flowers and
That's what
Rashad
I'm
Bateman.
saying, dude. Like,
I can't
yeah.
post this on YouTube now.
That's why I was like, it sucks. I think Baltimore's
edit it
gonna go
out,
out
yeah.
there. Well, if he can't post it on YouTube, I think
Let's
Picks
start
up
Baltimore
bringing
ball
go
on
out
kick,
there
guys.
and do horrible things to Denver, and who I should have had as the number 1 bad word wide receiver in Baltimore is going to probably go out there and get like 2 catches for 30 yards and no touchdowns. And Johnson's going to go out there and kill it. Andrews is hopefully going to kill it. And Zay Flowers is probably going to kill it. Derrick Henry's going to kill it. Lamar Jackson's going to kill it. Everybody's going to kill it. And Rashad Bateman's going to be sitting on my bench doing nothing.
The Broncos, their defense this year has just been absolutely stellar. I
It's
think the
number one
Ravens are
defense
going to win,
in fantasy right now.
but Broncos defense is really good, so it's kind of hard to tell. Their defense really has saved them in some games.
I
Really
still don't
stood
think
out,
there.
so.
Yeah. There's definitely no way that Denver competes in this game, but they might stifle them a little bit. I still think you fire up King Henry anytime touchdown.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
that
going to
was
ride that
Henry.
until the wheels fall off. Let me tell you.
And yeah, by the way, Denver right now is the 29th ranked on defense to play against, which means they're like, what, the 3rd best defense right now?
Yeah.
So Denver has the 3rd best defense in rankings.
It's crazy. I'm kind of looking. I'm a little bit looking forward to this Miami Buffalo matchup. Tua's return was spoiled last week. I know man, it was so.
At least he
watching-
slid. He slid the freaking. He
Yes.
slid down on the ground, dude.
I think people
saw it.
cheered.
Everyone cheered. Yeah.
I saw this picture. I wanted to post it, but I forgot to. It was a fake bet, and it said the over/under on Tua sliding was 0.5, and it showed it hitting. And they're like, the hardest bet I've taken all
Find
season.
me a sports book that can bet concussions, and I'm fucking
Shit
capping
was
out.
so
Yeah.
funny, dude.
Jeez.
It was 1. He went. He hit. He fucking slid.
The over 1.5 concussions for Tua is looking pretty solid this year.
It was gonna
Yeah,
hit on
no
the
doubt.
season.
And then, Buffalo is, usually they're pretty good, but sometimes, they're just not. And so I'm kind of curious how this game goes. That one's going to be I think I'm going to take Buffalo in this one, but
Oh yeah, not even a question.
Man, Miami's just
Miami, don't they have a history kind of kicking the shit out of Buffalo though?
they
Yeah, but
got history in for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
but
I don't
that's
pay
when
attention to them as much.
Tua doesn't have a
Exactly.
fucking pureed brain. Like,
The Halloween meme for Tua. There's
Yeah.
a Halloween meme going around, and it's Tua in his helmet, and then the back of his helmet's opened up, and it's a witch. She's doing this number
Yes.
in his head like she's stirring a
I
witch.
thought you were gonna say his brain was sticking out his helmet or something.
No, it's like a witch is stirring around a bunch of witch's juice in there. It's sloshed. He don't got a brain. It's just a slosh in there.
Yeah, he needs to get a sponsorship for NutriBullet because he has got a fucking smoothie in there. Like,
Jesus, man.
You pointed out the Houston and Jets matchup being kind of crummy. What about the New Orleans and Carolina matchup?
someone's got to win. Well, isn't
New Orleans.
isn't
New
Derek
Orleans
coming
and
back
New
this week? Isn't Carr back this week?
Is
Is
back
he?
next week?
That changes.
He was
things.
back last week.
Was
He was
he?
playing last week.
Rattler?
Yeah.
I thought Rattler played the whole game last week.
No, I saw
Or-
Karin. I didn't
I
watch
thought,
the
or,
game.
excuse
But
me,
I
I
saw
was
him.
gonna say I thought Rattler played like half of the game and got injured again. But was it Carr that went in?
I saw Carr in the game. I don't know if he was in the full
No.
game, but I know he was in.
It was Jake Heiner that went in. Nope, it was Spencer Rattler played 12 for 24, and then Jake Heiner 9 of 17 for
Yeah, I
122
was gonna
yards.
say I thought Carr
I
was
swear
still
I
out,
saw
so-
Carr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
Carr's back.
Taysom Hill threw one too. Yeah, he
Yeah,
might
he's
be
really
back.
poor.
Yeah, he didn't play
Carr's
that.
back, so that's an easy. I mean, Carolina.
Okay, all right, yeah. If Carr's
Yeah.
back, then that's
They're having their Digital Navy trademark fire sale right now.
yeah. Look, guys. If I can win this week, I think I can get
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
right.
playoffs,
That's
and
awesome.
that's all I need to do.
Hey,
The
that's all it
copium.
takes, dog.
The copium is thick, bro.
Listen, man, all we need to do is score this one touchdown and then another touchdown plus a 2-point conversion,
The
get
Cowboys
an onside kick,
season.
get one more 50-yard touchdown, get another
Guys,
2-point conversion, and
Cowboys
onside
are
kick
going to
for
the
field goal,
playoffs.
and then we're only
We
down
can
by 2
still do it.
touchdowns.
All
I
we
didn't
got to
even
do.
realize
The Cowboys just got to win next week.
that's
we got
definitely
it.
Cowboys copium right there. I love it. Yeah, see, we almost won that game.
And then Dabs and I get to bear witness to the cripple fight that is New England versus Tennessee.
Cartman running around, cripple fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be because I don't think Drake May is
Oh my
starting
God.
because he's in concussion protocol.
Yeah, what the hell, Drake May?
Well, that's what happens when you get hit.
The Patriots
hit
have
from the rear
anything
by a defenseless.
Who stepped up? Did they step Brissett?
Yeah,
No.
Brissett.
Yeah,
and he
it was
actually
Brissett.
had an okay game. He served
they
his role as
beat the
backup
Jets.
quarterback very well. Yeah, I mean the Jets beat themselves. So
The Jets are the silly nannies this year.
This guy literally said, "Yeah, they did good. I mean, he beat the Jets."
They
Well,
did something.
Troll
the
eyes.
the bar's in hell right now. Like it's
Right.
low.
Look, I can guarantee you the Jets aren't losing this week. Oh wait,
What?
no, they
No.
are.
Oh,
The
what?
Jets, yeah, they're gonna lose.
I was gonna say, that's a hot take.
Hey, Wakko just picked the Jets, guys. Y'all heard it.
100% they're winning. It's not even going to be
And
close.
Clip it. No,
The
sorry.
Jets are 100%.
I quickly scanned across. I forgot we already talked about them on Thursday, and I was like, I thought they were on a bye.
AG, you should bet for the Chiefs to win this week so they actually lose.
Hey,
Because
No.
I don't want them to go undefeated in the season again.
Yeah,
I might actually take Tampa Bay.
God dang it. The Chiefs are
it's
going
tough.
to freaking
It's
win
tough for me
again.
because like Baker's good, obviously. I mean, they hung in there against Atlanta.
They did good for being down their two top targets.
Yeah.
I was impressed with how they hung in.
I was not impressed with that SOB Jalen McMillan, dude. The dude played worse as a starter than he did as a fucking backup. Like,
Yeah.
Kate Otten
guy.
popped off. That's what I was saying last week. He's going
Kate
to
Opton pissed me the hell off, dude.
He's going to end up being a top tight end by the end of the season.
Popped off on tight. Yeah.
I picked up Jalen McMillan, like, all right, cool, dude. We got the number one wide receiver in a hot ass passing offense. Let's do this. And then I turned the game. I'm like, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch my boy go off in his first game as a starter. And every effing play, Otten. Like, oh my god, will you fucking pass to my guy? Drop. Otten, drop for my guy. Otten, drop. Like, bro, what the fuck is happening right now? He had a hard on for Otten.
We got a couple really good divisional matchups. Of course, Washington is obvious the clear favorite over the Giants, even at home. But the Detroit and Green Bay game, that one's gonna be sick, bro.
It's good. Well, is Love
I
healthy
don't think
again?
Love's in.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be.
Nah, I want to say I just saw that he was listed as out.
Oh, is
Hold
he
on.
already been
Check.
ruled out?
I think so. Hold on, because I was just looking at the quarterbacks matchups a second ago.
That makes it a
Jordan
little
Love's
easier to
blown
pick.
up,
Says
so
right
That's
now-
actually really a bummer.
hold on.
Says he just went under an MRI yesterday that revealed a strained groin.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
he was
So I
gonna
would
be
say
okay for this
questionable
one.
for next week.
Yeah, that definitely changes things. That puts
And
Which-
even then, I mean, the dude likes to throw his interceptions. He's had an interception in every single game of this season, and he's
Jordan
what?
Love.
Yeah, Jordan Love. He's thrown an
Yeah.
interception in every single game he's played in this season. Or
So he's
excuse
the new
me.
Josh Allen.
To be fair, he didn't throw an interceptions week 2 or 3, but he also was injured, didn't play. And even in this last game where he actually got injured and was taken out, he threw for 196 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. So he still managed to throw an interception even before he got injured.
He's still a top 10 quarterback on fantasy.
Yeah.
He's 56 overall in points. Like, he's up there. 389 yards, 4 touchdowns, 258 yards, 4 touchdowns, 220 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Let's imagine.
He's the new Josh Allen. Shit. Josh Allen last year.
That's
Yeah.
what I just said.
That is true, dude.
Is this thing on?
Wait, is Wakko talking right now? You shut up. You're the host.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not allowed to have opinions.
Watch and listen.
I'm just directing the show.
Seriously, though, he is, man. Josh Allen this year isn't doing it, but Josh Allen last year was freaking. It would be like every 3 touchdowns, he had 2 interceptions, easy,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
I hammered the Josh Allen over half an interception for like 4 games in a row at one point. It was wild.
Yeah, he's actually got Josh Allen's got one of the lowest interception rates.
He flipped it this year.
Of active quarterbacks this year, doesn't he?
And isn't it like one of the highest for the touchdown to interception ratio? Like he's got one of the either the first or second.
Yeah.
Shipped off Diggs, and now he's just winning with the power of friendship. Like he's literally just throwing to
Everybody.
anyone he can find off the street.
He straight up did that where he said, you know what? At the start of the season, Diggs wants to act like it was all him. All right. I'm gonna throw it to everybody, dude. Everybody's about to get theirs, dude. I'm gonna show it was the Diggs.
Speaking of Diggs, do one of y'all want to run down that injury report real quick before we lock in our primetime parlays for the week?
I can do it. The
I can do it.
healthcare professional in the building.
We're on a firestorm style on these injury reports.
All right, so
adjustment.
we covered Jordan Love with the left groin strain, Drake May in concussion protocol, hoping he clears and comes back. Kendre Miller with a hamstring strain, he's out for multiple weeks. Jordan Mason with a shoulder injury, hopefully back week 10. Tyrone Tracy in concussion protocol. Stephon Diggs has a torn ACL and will be out for the season.
Yeah, he's out.
Christian Kirk, fractured collarbone, out for the season. Brian Thomas Jr., rib injury, questionable for week 9. Deebo Samuel with a rib injury, likely to return after the bye. Sterling Shepard with a hamstring injury, likely out multiple weeks. A lot of people picked him up, given the absolute disaster they had down there. Mike Evans is expected to be back week 12. Nico Collins expected to be back week 12, and Derek Carr is set to return this week. And I believe CMC is on schedule to be back after the bye as well.
So the local CMC expert, not playing, it's been set now since pretty much the injury that he was going to be coming back the week after bye, and apparently, because I keep very close watch on it, CMC is apparently set to go to practice this week. They have the non-mandatory bye-week practices for teams
Yeah.
where people can still show up, and apparently the coach said that CMC is expected to go to those and like show up for the practices, full on, actually practicing. Like hell yeah.
Yeah, because his window's been open.
Yep, and they've apparently now since they got that window open, they have 21 days now to actually activate them on the roster, or they have to force put it back on the IR.
Yep.
I'm really interested to see what happens. I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I am fearful. I'm also a CMC owner in a different league. I'm fearful
Me too.
that he's not gonna be the same CMC. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that this is
It always
that
good.
we have seen CMC's prime, and it is no longer. So we'll see what happens. It's encouraging though that they got this Mason behind him, and now this was it Gerardo? What was his name? That came in for Mason.
Yeah, it's like Isaiah Gerardo or something like that. I forget what his name was.
That kid had some fire to him. He was playing with like somebody that was trying to earn a bot.
I think he honestly went out there and showed the reason why Christian McCaffrey is a 30-point-a-week player instead of just a 20-point-a-week player. The San Francisco's O-line, San Francisco's offense, everything can obviously let anybody run, dude. The backup steps in, Mason, boom, 100 yards a game. Gerardo, Isaiah Gerardo, he steps in, boom, he gets a fucking 100 yards, man. Like, he got 14 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. He played 2 weeks ago, 10 carries, 99 yards. The 2 times he's actually gotten carries, 99 yards, and then 85 yards and a touchdown. Like, I think San Francisco is just that team that anybody's going to be able to run. So when you have somebody like Christian McCaffrey, who is also the reason why I call him the best running back in our fantasy football league is because it's a points per catch or points per reception league.
Yeah, he's a really good receiver.
He's a receiving back. And so, yeah, Gerardo and Mason can step in and get 100 yards a game because San Francisco is going to allow him to do that. Christian McCaffrey is going to come in and get 100 yards a game, plus 6 catches and 50, 60, 70 yards receiving also. Like, he might be getting 200 yards a game in total offense.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know why I've got a weird feeling about him.
Fucking Dabs. He's not the best this year, obviously, Dabs. Screw off. Duh. The best when he's healthy, okay?
Speaking of Dabs is going ahead and taking coup for the over on the field goals.
Nice.
So he's locking in his leg of the primetime parlay with a kicker who wants to jump on that next.
Kicking train.
Are we doing kickers
this week?
We don't have to. No,
Brandon Aubrey.
Do what
I can take kickers.
Yeah, we don't have to take.
I got
kickers.
a juicy one too.
Right?
I didn't have a kicker lined up for mine. But
no shock to anybody. Do not have a kicker lined up.
Not a big fan of the kickers.
If we're doing kickers,
I mean, I don't mind that. I don't mind the
picking
kicker
Brandon
pick, but
Aubrey.
I am riding King Henry scoring a touchdown until I die. So
okay, so Henry, anytime TD for Ray.
Yeah, so yeah, if we're not going running backs, then if we're not going kickers, then I honestly think that I hate to have to do this in back-to-back weeks, but the Dallas defense has not been stellar in certain situations. So I'm going to take Kyle Pitts over on receiving yards. They have Kyle Pitts around 46.5 yards. So yeah, all Kyle Pitts has got to do is get 47 yards receiving. I think that's a walkaway.
Okay. Janu?
I think I'm going to be taking the Austin Seibert on over kicking points.
on kicking points?
Yeah,
Kicking
it doesn't show me, but it should be like over 6.5 or something like that.
Kicking points are sometimes smarter, man. The
Yeah.
field goals are nice, but dude, you still get points for the touchdowns.
Yeah, it's because they're going against the Giants, so I wouldn't be surprised if they score a lot. But he puts up at least over 10 points every single week. So 13 points, 17, 14.5, 10. He looks pretty good. I've been rostering him all season, so I'll take a bet on him finally.
Right on, right on. So I'm pulling somebody off of my fantasy roster for the bet this week.
CeeDee Lamb over on
Oh,
receiving
big
yards.
surprise.
No,
Jack
Wow.
Prescott,
Ooh.
over on passing yards.
CeeDee Lamb touchdown.
no. Look, one injury that we didn't talk about in the injury report was the injury of tiredness.
Oh,
Anthony Richardson is
Richardson.
too tired to play football, so he has been
He's
replaced
benched.
by the mighty Joe Flacco. So
Super Bowl MVP Joe
am
Flacco.
I am highly recommending
Dude,
Josh
the fall off
Downs
needs to be studied.
this week. Once again, Josh Downs, and I'm taking him for the over on receiving yards.
Okay.
All right,
Dabs.
I like it.
Dabs wants to be risky.
Oh God, let's hear it.
You gonna
Well.
take the concussion on Tua?
That's not that risky.
No, he's taking the over on a half a slide for Tua.
Yeah.
We
Let
were
me just
lucky
say-
enough.
I don't think he's
we were
gonna
lucky
hit
to
it,
hit this
dude.
week. He
Let me
hit
say
it
this
again.
prophylactically, Daz. If you're gonna bet anything in regards to the New England and Tennessee game, no, you're not allowed to. Sorry.
Oh, my pumpkin's almost dead.
Over on Miles
Miles
Garrett sacks. Are
Sacks.
dude's got that good strain going tonight.
Yeah.
He's got some good stuff cooking tonight. What
He's
the?
over there high as fuck looking at underdog, and he's like, dude,
Hey.
you know what, man? I'm taking Miles Garrett, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh wait, no. Who are the Browns playing?
Oh, they're playing the Chargers.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind.
Fire
Sorry,
them up.
Chargers
sorry about
offense
that,
is
Dan.
trash,
Sorry about that.
bro. You Miles
All right.
I'm over here talking shit for no reason.
Dabs is like, yeah, I'm smoking good shit. So
All right,
what?
you know what?
Smoking that Chargers back.
I'm still saying pretty good bets over here.
Everybody,
Smoking
just
on
DM
Herbert.
me, DM in the podcast chat your picks, so I'll get them locked in tomorrow. Most of those aren't even showing up on Underdog as we speak right now. So, but yeah, we'll. Yeah, I don't even need you to, Ray. I don't need you to send yours.
Just making sure, just
I got yours, bro. Yeah, that's good. Dabs.
I
we'll-
typed
we'll
mine in
ta-
all
we'll
caps
totally-
too because
Yeah,
apparently we
for
were yelling.
emphasis. For
We have to
emphasis.
yell at Wakko.
Feelings.
Make sure y'all
Um,
yell y'all's answers at Wakko.
God bless. The last thing we got, obviously, we had some Monday Night Football hype this week with the pick'ems.
Yes,
I'll just
Dabs.
bring that up real quick. It was a lot of fun seeing some people with a chance to win some
Shit.
V-Bucks this week. We had the I don't know, 58 squares taken this week, and we had some V-Bucks given out to Amanda, Markeye, and It's Abbott. Congratulations to you guys on your V-Bucks, and I'll get that to you here in the next couple days. And then, of course, we got a brand new clear board for the Tampa Bay's Chiefs game. 100 V-Bucks, or 100 bits, Twitch bets, gets you 2 squares. We're going to do the buy one, get one free again for week 9. 100 biddies dropped on any of my live streams, and you get 2 squares. Each square gets you a chance to win up to 4,000, maybe
Hot take?
8,000.
Got room for a hot take with this?
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl preview.
This?
Yep.
This?
Yep.
That's
What,
pretty hot.
what are
take.
you smoking? Did Dabs share with
That's
you?
why it's a hot take. That's why it's
Did
a hot take.
Dabs is sharing with Ray?
Listen, chat, clip it. We revisit this at the end of the season. I'm either right or I'm wrong, but that's why it's a hot take.
Here, let me bring him up on the big screen and let me share that again real quick so we get a good clear clip.
Monday Night Football this week. Tampa Bay Chiefs is going to be a Super Bowl preview.
Wow.
Let's do
It's
it.
happened once before.
And clip it.
Wow.
It's happened once before. What's stopping it from happening again?
I don't think there's any way that the Lions don't make the Super Bowl. If they don't, I'm gonna be extremely surprised
said the
because
same
they
thing
look
last
so
year.
freaking good. They look better to me this year than they did last year. They look more
You're right,
experienced. They look more
but again,
comfortable.
we said the same. I'm pretty sure you and I were very hell bent on the
I'm sticking
Lions.
with it, dude. I'm still sticking
Dude.
with it.
I'll be
I'm
honest.
sticking.
The Lions look better this year, not because the Lions themselves look better, but because the NFC, there's less competition
Yeah,
this
the
year.
rest of the league is fucking god
Listen,
awful.
I don't know what
I
any
mean-
of y'all are talking about. You've all got it wrong. Y'all can clip me about to say this, okay? The real Super Bowl that's going to happen this year is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Kansas City
Oh
Chiefs.
god.
Oh, my
Oh, God.
That's going to be the Super Bowl this year. And the Cowboys are going to win it probably 48 to 6.
All right.
God, dude.
I mean-
No touchdowns from Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Wow.
Maybe 48 to 9. They might get 3
Yeah,
field goals.
Bucker hits
Dude.
3.
It's not April Fool's, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a hot take for a reason, okay?
That's for sure. Yeah.
That's not a hot take. That's like a scalding hot take.
That's
Yeah.
like a like delusional take, but
Hey, I'll just start
That's
off
what
the
we're here
extra
for.
point right here in my square. You're wrong, and you're wrong. There's my
Hey,
extra point.
If I
You
can
didn't
make it to
say I
the
was
playoffs, the Cowboys can make it to the Super Bowl, okay?
No, but I really do. I agree. I agree though. I think Detroit is the team to beat in the NFC. And despite the setback that Baltimore had, I think the AFC belongs to Baltimore or Kansas City once again. So
I don't think Chiefs are gonna make it this year. I think they'll finally miss it this year.
I mean, until they lose, I don't know how you can say that. Nobody can even beat them yet. So
I agree, but that's what I'm gonna stick with.
was fucking Tom Brady. So
What'd you say, Ray? You cut out.
the last one to beat them was Tom Brady. So
Well, you remember the last person to beat Tom Brady, right?
Dallas Cowboys.
yeah, Bruce Arians.
Football math.
Dallas Cowboys.
I call that
baby.
one too. I call that one like a week or two before it even happened. I said the Cowboys are going to play Tom Brady. We're going to beat him so bad that he retires.
I picked.
Eh,
Dude, I
It's like,
picked.
crazy.
so
Even
bad.
if he wins,
It was
he
one
can
possession.
retire.
it was
Boom,
one possession.
retired.
I
It
will
wasn't
say
quite-
though,
quite as
the
bad as
Bucks
what
were
happened
hella
to the
ass
Cowboys.
that season.
It wasn't quite as bad as what I predicted happening to the Cowboys, and then it happened when they lost to Green Bay at home after winning 16 games in a row at home.
Why we gotta bring up old shit?
He started it.
He said he started it. He's
I wish
talking
we
about
had-
Tom Brady.
I wish we had relative shit to talk about with the Cowboys, but
I wish I could defend that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
What else can I say? Oh yeah, well Tom Brady cheated.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Unless anybody else has an extra point,
I have an extra point. Fuck the Yankees, man. Like, I've been watching the game the whole time. First of all, the umps are just handing them calls, but I mean, the Dodgers also they want to take it back to LA and win there because they just fucking they mailed it in tonight. So
Oh, Dodgers lost tonight?
they're about to. It's top of the ninth and it's 11-4 Yankees. So
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Now, did Ohtani come back?
yeah, Ohtani played.
He's good. Okay. I watched a little bit of game 1, but I haven't caught any of the games since. But I saw they won game obviously 2 or 3. So
I've been watching the highlights and following the score. I haven't watched the game till tonight because I was hoping to watch the Yankees get swept, but not gonna happen.
see, I know. Since you're a Boston fan, obviously you feel real strongly about the Yankees. Now, as a Ranger fan, there's a lot of us that are very anti-Yankees as well, because there was a lot of anytime the Rangers were good, they just got beat by the Yankees and kicked out of the playoffs. Like it was like an automatic. No matter anytime the Rangers were good, we had to go against the Yankees, and the Yankees were obviously winning it all, so we never had a chance. And so in that 2010 World Series, when we beat the Yankees in the ALCS, was like huge, man. That was our World Series. We didn't even care that whether or not we beat San Francisco. So there's a lot. But I also, it's kind of like the respect that I have for the dynasty that was the Patriots. The Yankees were damn good for, I mean, they deserve the respect that they get. And so I don't have the animosity that you have as a Boston fan. So I can say that. But I know you'd be kicked out of your neighborhood if you said anything good about about the Yankees. So.
No, unfortunately, Rhode Island is overrun. Well, New England in general is overrun by New Yorkers. They spread like a fucking disease. But so just a quick, quick interject. Just a quick interjecting extra point. Extra point. So with that being said, talking about other sports history and things like that. There's a Netflix special right now. It's about the 2004 Red Sox, who against the Yankees came back in the ALCS down 3-0, and ultimately won the World Series and broke the curse.
Spoiler alert, bro.
I'm not just saying. I'm not just saying.
Watch that.
As a lifelong Red Sox fan, it is a really good docuseries. It's 3 episodes. If you have Netflix and you have time, I highly recommend you watch it. It's the 20th anniversary of that that World Series. So if you're a baseball fan, you enjoy sports history, it's a good thing to watch.
So. Off topic, sports wise, I just rewatched the old show Lost from ABC. Lost, and they actually.
I'm telling you, I don't want to talk about this. All right, I did not have. This isn't what I signed up for. I don't want to talk about Lost, the ending of Lost on our podcast. Okay, I draw the line.
I wasn't going to talk about the ending. All I was going to say is that it's funny because they make reference to the 2004, the Boston winning, and Jack, one of the main characters, laughs because he's like, now I know you're lying because there's no way that would have ever happened, but. Yeah. They actually did beat the Yankees and win that series. It's a huge moment in sports history. And I guess it's over. Yankees avoid the sweep, win Game 4.
So they'll lose in LA.
There we go. So we kicked an extra point today on baseball.
There
we go.
An extra point for me. I'm gonna say it's a real quick one. Don't ever, and this doesn't go for my fantasy team. This goes for football teams. This is as a Cowboys fan. Don't ever give up on your team. Don't be a bandwagon fan. Okay.
I'm not a fair weather fan by any means.
Yeah, fair weather. Don't jump on bandwagons. If your team's doing bad, man, you stick with who the good and the bad. It might have been almost 30 years since your team's even been to an NFC championship, but don't just jump off, man. They're your team for a reason. You stick with them through the good and the bad. And so, yeah, man, stick it out. It's more rewarding because I tell you what, it will happen. And when it finally does happen and you've been sitting there for 10, 15, 20, 30 years waiting patiently for it, it is going to feel like the best thing in the entire world, man. I'm probably going to cry my eyes out when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, dude. I would be crying like a baby, dude.
Next year with Belichick.
That's going to be insane, dude.
Seriously.
Bro, how do you think I felt with the Rangers winning the World Series last year? My God, dude, that was intense, bro. That was intense. To stick around and be a Rangers fan after the disaster that was 2010 and 2011, and just keep thinking that eventually they could put a team together and actually win. They have never won. I mean, we as Cowboys fans, we take a lot of shit for the last 28.
We're America's team, and we haven't even been to a damn championship in almost 30 years.
Yeah, but imagine being like the Bills that have gone to 4 in a row.
Dude, as much as I talk about Dak, I would love for him to be the one to take us to the Super Bowl, just to shut everyone the hell up. Yeah.
Dak deserves it, dude.
So I would love for him to prove me wrong and him to just be like on the crazy come up and just shit on everyone in the playoffs and make it. That would be freaking awesome. But
I say the same thing about Dak that I say about Dalvin Cook, man. Please prove me wrong. As a Cowboys fan, I don't want to say that you're not going to take us to the playoffs.
It's been really good in the regular season.
I want to be able to say that you're going to kill it, dude. But prove me wrong. Please make me look like a dumbass.
Yeah, Dabs is like he knows.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy. I've never been a fan of the team. I've never been a fan of, any particular players or whatever. But I low key would love to see Minnesota win a Super Bowl. Like, never even been to one.
And
You know?
imagine winning it with Justin Jefferson, dude, with how young he is. That would change, I think, the way Minnesota looks at him. They already look at him like he's a fucking
It
super.
would be a crazy story with Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
If Sam Darnold leads them, they're a good team, but I don't think they're going to beat Detroit. But with that being said, that would be a very interesting story because Sam Darnold was basically thrown out in the trash
By the Jets.
because of the Jets. And I hate to say I may be biased, but that's why I'm kind of leaning into the Tampa Bay. I think Baker has extreme potential. I think he was thrown away.
He does.
He had a slight revival with
He's really good.
with the Rams, and now he's really found his home in Tampa. If he were to win a Super Bowl, even just reach a Super Bowl, he would finally be back in the discussion of the elite quarterbacks.
He's a great story, that's for sure. I love the Baker story.
Yeah, I've been a Baker fan all along. I think he was absolutely done dirty by the Browns.
You could say you're a Baker's man.
Yeah, and then they added insult to injury by sending him to Carolina of all places. But I don't know. I just want to see someone other than Mahomes win for once. I feel now how non-Patriots
Everybody felt
for 20-something years. So
Yeah.
I'm getting a taste of my own medicine. I get it, but there are so many elite
Welcome back
quarterbacks in
to
this
reality.
league. Yeah, there are so many elite quarterbacks in this league that need a Super Bowl.
They need
Lamar's
time
one
to
of them.
develop. You can't always have a first year, second year, third year quarterback become the star. We saw that with Sam Darnold, Baker, a lot of guys. A lot of guys are great quarterbacks when they're a lot older.
Yep.
It takes time for more than any other position to show off as a quarterback.
Right.
Look, I don't
big
mind it.
responsibility.
I don't mind it. Quarterbacks, we're not handing out participation trophies here. If you're gonna beat Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
But,
don't
like-
mind him continuously winning because that means nobody else is good enough to take him out. And
Yeah. If you're the top, you're the top, dude.
I felt the way you're talking about right now. I felt that way about Tony Romo. Tony Romo is too good. He's such a good quarterback in this league. He deserves the Super Bowl. You know what? If you can't
Then
get
get it.
there, you can't get
Yeah.
there.
Right.
And Dak,
I agree.
the reality's starting to set in that Dak may never get there.
Yep.
And
A significant one
Hopefully
for
I'm
me
wrong.
is Joe Burrow. I don't think Joe Burrow is ever going to get back with the Bengals. I don't think he's ever going to get back to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
And
if
that's the
anybody-
thing is,
he was so good.
Yep.
in the
He was so
league where
good.
you have 32 teams, right? And not a lot of people think about this, okay? The NFL has been criticized multiple times because we have, in the NFL, the only playoff brackets that are single elimination.
Yeah.
And soccer, NBA, and every other sport, hockey, baseball, and all of them.
Yeah.
It's best of 5, best of 7, best of blah, blah, blah. And the NFL is the only one where it is one and done. You lose, you're out. If you happen to fuck up, have a bad game, your main quarterback slips and twists his ankle, and he's going to miss 3
One
quarters.
injury.
Well, one
cost you.
injury, you're done. Your entire season is over with. And so the fact that not only one team wins, but when you make it to the playoffs, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 games that you have one shot, one chance to win.
One
The
opportunity.
referee makes one bad call and says
But that-
that wasn't a
yeah.
catch, Des. One missed face mask, one touchdown
But
taken back.
that also makes the wins more significant.
It does.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. it
But
does.
that's why
Like, so many things have to
point
go
is, though, is
right,
that
and
so many
in a
fans out
league
there
where-
go out there and say, "Why doesn't my team get a Super Bowl? Why can't
Yeah.
we get a Super Bowl? It's been 20 years since we won a Super Bowl. It's been blah blah blah." Well, it's pretty fucking hard to even make it there, let alone be the one.
And then
that's
to
the
do it
top.
multiple times in a
Yep.
couple of years, it's even more insane.
I mean, like the Cowboys do it. Like it's been what 28 years, and we still are tied
Gino and I
for
were not
most
born.
Super Bowl wins with San Francisco. San Francisco and the Cowboys are tied for the most Super Bowl wins. Dude, we haven't even been in almost 30 years. How are we still tied for the most wins in the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. You guys weren't even born the last time the
Right.
Cowboys
Yeah.
won the Super Bowl.
Like, dude, the fuck, man. And it's
A lot of years of copium.
So yeah, it's one of those where a lot of teams that I feel like their fans immediately go, "Well, we're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. I'm going to be Kansas City fan."
Yeah.
Well,
Don't.
yeah, you just be happy with your team being good.
All of a sudden, everyone's a Chiefs fan. I'm just like walking around, another person with a Chiefs jersey on. I'm like, where you been at? Past 10 years, I ain't seen all you
Yeah.
Chiefs fans around here. What happened?
Yo, that's how it was
What
with the
happened?
Patriots, bro. And you're a
Yep.
perfect example. What
When I was
jersey
in
did you
middle
have in your-
school.
yeah, what jersey did you have in your closet?
Yep.
Yeah, I had a Gronkowski jersey because I was a 13-year-old and they were my favorite team. And I
Yeah.
hated my family, so I didn't want to be a freaking Cowboys fan. I
Yeah.
hated my dad and I hated my stepmom, so I was like, F all
I was
that
like,
shit,
this
dude.
dude's a effing Patriots fan. What
Yeah.
did you do with your life, Lobster?
No, it wasn't her. It wasn't
Oh, I
her.
know, but I
I'm
blame
just saying.
her.
But
Maybe if
Gavin-
I grew up with her, it'd be different. But no, it's not like that.
Gavin's the Saints fan. You know?
Yeah.
It's like-
Oh.
Yeah, he stuck loyal the whole time. But when I got to high school, I was like, you know what, dude? Like, I love Texas. I gotta be a Texan. So my whole family, half of them Cowboys fan, half of them Texans. Cowboys are my main team. I got side love for the Texans or whatever. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. This is my team. And so then, yeah, got the Lamb jersey. Still my favorite player on the Cowboys. Probably will be for a long time if we still got Dak. But yeah.
Yeah, CD's good. All right, guys, let's find a raid target and let's get on for the night. Yo, SK's on. You want to go say hi to SK?
Let's do it. Is he on SK or is he on Rocker Racing?
SKB_BTW. Oh wait, no, never mind. He just went offline, I guess. Just kidding. Let me refresh. I was already looking for a raid, and apparently before we kept talking, like 20 minutes ago. Let's see. What
Tweety's
else?
online. Ivy's online. Spuns is on. Spuns is playing the new Block Ops apparently.
Y'all want to go see Spuns?
Is he playing it? Yeah, well, he's playing zombies on the new Black Ops.
Why am I not seeing that? Yeah, I haven't raided Spuns in a while. Let's go say hi to Spuns. SPUNSZ. That's how you spell that. Spuns.
Where you can look in the chat.
Yeah, there we go. That too.
It's like last week. Waited for Wakko to say it and then typed it out.
You guys ready?
I got mine going.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you if you're re-watching this on YouTube. If you're in the live chat, it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Make sure you hit that like, throw us a comment on it, help grow the show by engaging with the replay over on YouTube. And thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We've enjoyed the conversation with each other and with all of you as
And don't forget to tell us how wrong we were in the comments.
Yeah, and look for the updates as we go along through the week in the Discord. Just because the show's over doesn't mean the conversation is. And we will see you guys again soon. Is this awkward wave time? Oh yeah.